Hey guys, what's up? It's Portable here for day 3 of our playthrough slash just daily series of Pokemon TCG Pocket. Again, game is not currently out yet, but I am playing through it just to kind of see how the early experience is for people who are trying to play free to play. And so I'm not going to keep y'all any longer. Let's get straight into it because we have our packs to open for the day. So we're going to go ahead and get over here. So I open our pack. Yes, thank you. Go ahead and select Mewtwo to open here. I think I will just go ahead and select from the one that we've got right in front of us. It's the Lazzle, so we get Sun and Moon, Sword and Shield, Base, or I say Base, Generation 1, Generation 5, and another Generation 5. So overall, that seemed like some pretty good pulls there. Stuff like Frostmoth and Electros seemed a little bit more rare, and Electros is, I guess, got the foil rare that would kind of be expected on real cards. Good thing is I don't think any of those were in our decks yet, which is, you know, again, when it comes to the collection, that's the main thing we want. Getting brand new cards. So we'll go ahead and see the other booster packs. We'll open a Pikachu one this time. Thank you. Okay, that may be something I'll need to fix. If you're still in like this specific menu, I do think that it's a little excessive. Slice this one open here. Getting Slowpoke, Paris, Meanfu, Parasect, and Arbok. Did have Arbok already, but that's just okay. Oh, right. I'm clicking on it, it's not moving. Okay, so same with Meanfu. So just 3 new cards that time. Swipe these up. And we'll move on. So currently no new packs for the day, but we still have a bunch of our hourglasses to dig into if we wanted to. I will just go ahead and leave those for now. I do see this gift icon up here in the top right has something. Okay, so this was a thank you. So I guess that's where you'll get most of your rewards when it comes to other people working on your Wonder Picks and using those. Looking at some of the daily missions, or just go ahead and need to just... I always have the habit of just clicking whatever is in the blue and not just doing the complete all. It was ridiculous. And daily gifts can be claimed, so we're going to go ahead and grab those as well. Good deal. And so one of the things I did want to go over that I don't believe we've taken a look at yet is in this menu, there is technically the other option to see the settings. There's a whole lot of stuff here that you can take a look at once you get started with the game. But the main thing that I feel like most people will want to take a look at are these two here, settings and account. I'm going to take a look at the settings really quick. So you do have the option to enable or disable the background music. I'm sure this is probably great for some people who just listen to their Spotify or whatever else all day. You do have some system settings, so display quality. You can either make it high performance or high quality. I think the balanced has been performing well so far, both in terms of how it looks and, you know, frame drops and the like. So we're doing fine. Granted, I do have a newer phone, so I'm not sure. That may change for a couple people here, but really, I think that leaving it on balance is going to be just fine. The frame rate cap, 60 FPS, smoother gameplay, that's fine. Haptics feedback, I can see it, people not really enjoying that feature, so you can disable it. Got your language selection, and interestingly enough, you do have the option to change your country or region. So say, for example, when the app officially releases, I'll be able to actually switch this back, which is good, because had a little bit of a worry that all of my progress would be deleted, which getting access to the app early, it is what it is, that you just kind of be expected. But glad to know that there should be some way for me to retain everything, which is great. So your Wonder Pick, you can share booster packs, or you can choose not to share booster packs. Not really sure why you wouldn't, since there does seem to be a good amount of benefit if somebody tries to, you know, Wonder Pick from your pack and then just ends up getting something, because you always get the option to thank somebody. You have push notifications, which is all like the kind of typical stuff, nothing too out of the ordinary. And then account, this is something we've actually seen before, but I just want to make people aware that you are able to go to the app and select backing up with a Nintendo or a Google account, even if you did not do it originally. I know a lot of apps nowadays will do that, especially for games, just to make sure that if you're transferring devices and just basically anything else, like if you were to lose or damage your device, you can recover the data that you would have had. But again, just showing where we've got it, and it also had the delete save option, just in case if you wanted to re-roll at the beginning, I guess. If you got Bulbasaur but you wanted Charmander, I mean, that's about the only reason I would imagine you using it, especially when the app first comes out. One of the things that we have not done for the day is we have not done our Wonder Pick. Now, it does say that we have 23 minutes to do a big Wonder Pick for like a super rare card, but I think today we're just going to try and go for a common in a deck that I might try and build. There's not a particular one that I've been targeting at the moment, but... Okay, so this person does have a Charmander, which again, we would have to wait about 23 minutes, which... Doing some battles, I mean, you could probably make up that time there, but we're just going to move on here. There was a Gardevoir card here, though. This ability just seems so good. And plus, I love Gardevoir anyways. I'm such a Gen 3 nerd. Screw it. So again, Ekans or Gardevoir, either of those two are kind of what we're looking for. And I got the Blitzel. That's pretty much the most unfortunate pick we could have there, because that was a dupe. It was not anything new at all. But thanks. Appreciate it anyways. And again, for a lot of people, I think you would just go ahead and go up here to the top and just recover your stamina. They do seem to give out these hourglasses pretty frequently. Yeah, and it says you'd be using 49. So I'd be using a little less than half of what I currently have, which, I mean... Seems fine to me. There's nothing else I'm targeting here. I did want to also take a look at something. So that Gardevoir one that I did miss out on, is it actually down here at the bottom? Okay, so I speculated about this in the first episode and then just never went to go check it. So these are actually just completely gone. After you've gotten your single roll, it's done. You can't use that clock or the timer looking thing that's in this one right here. It is specifically for these that have expired, and I guess, you know, a lot of these you are just getting in a random queue, so there's not really a way for you to keep up with them unless you're checking every so often. If you're checking it about every time you would open a pack, I guess you would see most of the Wonder Picks that come through. But for me, I'm, you know, just trying to play it once a day. We have reached level 4 from that Wonder Pick. Seems like we got a good few rewards there in the top right. We're going to go to display boards. They've been unlocked. Display boards, you can place cards you have collected on backdrops. Alright, so we're going to create one. Place your favorite cards on backdrops, show them off. Choose a plentiful amount of backdrops. It's up to you to decide what themes you'd use. Show them however you like. Oh, that's really cute to have the Eevee along with the other evolutions. Place cards on backdrops and show them off. There are a variety that can be used, obtained in a number of ways. Share them. Okay, cool. But we'll go ahead and throw one in here. I think if we're going to throw in a Pokemon, I feel like we'll do the Meowth, since it's just the most uncommon one we've gotten. Again, Bulbasaur is still up there as well, but when it comes to the actual cards that we've opened from packs, that would be the rarest one. I do see there's an edit feature up here. No, we can make it public. That's fine. Save that. Go to community showcases. So yeah, it just seems people here are starting to share their stuff. Let's take a look at this one. Got a multitude of cards. Oh my gosh, they have gotten a bunch here already. They've got the special Mewtwo illustration card. Again, we haven't seen any of these yet because they are super rare, but these are the cards where, oh, you can literally just do it. Never mind. All right, well, we're featuring it right now. I'll shut up. And there you go. Can't deny that that is incredibly satisfying. The illustrations, ideas, and having them open up and animate in this digital card game is awesome. I don't think that there's any person who would say, oh, this is like a stupid thing or whatever. Because, I mean, it's a true evolution of the card art, letting you kind of expand the world or the story, whatever is being told through the card art. And I think it's just excellent. Yeah, this person has a lot of stuff. And Rapidash is also super cool. Yeah, let me back out before I get too jealous. And so we're going to do some more solo missions here. Fight against the War Turtle deck with the Sand Slash one that we've got built already. I'll probably do 2 or 3 battles today. Onyx is cool, but we will have to build him up, so I think I'll put him on the bench here first. So there's no reason not for us to play these 2 Pokeballs. We might come across a Sandshrew. Spoke him into existence. And double Sandshrew. We'll definitely take that. Can't attach an energy on our first turn, so we're just going to pass on to our opponent. Going to use Water Gun here. Professor's Research, incredibly good. Get some more Pokemon here, and we've got our carry Farfetch making a showing. No evolution, so we're still okay here, as far as I'm concerned. Can start building up, I think Sandshrew is what we'll want to do. Onyx could be one that we build up, but just because the energy cost for him is rather high, and we can just do the same thing with Sandslash, I feel like that's probably worth it. 1 point, back to our opponent. Froakie using flop. Didn't really mean to take a look at that discard, but that does, again, just show you what all you have. For the most part, you know, you're just gonna run through trainers. And then just when a Pokemon gets KO'd, they'll go to your discard. Okay, we'll go ahead and attach to Onyx, and then jab once more. And again, you're kind of seeing just how quickly the game really progresses. There's not a whole lot that goes on in a turn. You'll have items and you'll have trainers to use that will give the game some depth and a little bit more variability is what I'd say. But really, compared to the normal game, until you start getting Pokemon with abilities, you're not going to be seeing a whole lot of action, I suppose. And to some people, that might be disappointing, because when you're playing the regular Pokemon TCG, abilities basically define entire deck archetypes. But here, especially for the very early game, this is about the most you'll get. Still think overall it is very satisfying, you know, just this giant victory screen with Hitmonchan is super flashy in itself and amazing. So we got our EXP and first time rewards, which is great. Got the Heliolisk deck. Okay. I guess that's the one we'll fight against next. Ah, and this one is one that we should be able to complete because we are actually using a fighting type. Heliolisk is not the Pokemon I would have expected here. I would have expected something like Raichu. I would even think something like, I don't know, I actually don't know. I was just so engrossed in the game there. Go ahead and do our draws here, and again, first turn, so we just end. Touch the Hitmonchan. We jab it up. I think we probably will be attaching an energy to Farfetch'd here. Because none of our other Pokemon here are quite that good. I wanted to say we had Marowak EX in this deck, but we are definitely not seeing it. Okay. And I was going to say we also really need to see another electric type Pokemon on his bench, because I think if we get the KO here, it may just be all she wrote. Come on, put in one of your electrics, please. Please, AI, don't have a brain. No. Yeah, nothing we can do about that. So the reason I'm kind of, I don't know, disappointed that they didn't put up an electric Pokemon is that was one of our missions, I believe, is that we needed to do super effective damage versus an electric type with our fighting type. And we're just gonna attack this turn. Again, no real reason for us to attach the next turn upcoming here after a Hitmonchan gets KO'd. We're just going to win the game. Alright, Farfetch'd the anchor coming in. There we go. Another excellent battle. Hitmonchan once again being the MVP. Seems familiar to the old Pokemon TCG, huh? Throwing out actual haymakers. Oh no, okay, so it wasn't versus an electric type. That's very good. So that means we have actually finished all the missions for this, it should be. Player EXP and first time rewards have been obtained. And so next is Swoobat. Alright. I'm going to check really quick to see kind of the shop things, because obviously we have these 23 sort of shop things we can get. So these are, again, covered for the binder. And you can also obtain other helpful trainer cards. Professor's Research is probably very up there, at least in the ones that I would want to grab. Potion, not so much. X-Speed, I think it provides one less retreat cost? Yeah. That could be very helpful, just so that way you're able to preserve that energy, since a lot of Pokemon do have a single retreat cost. Handscope promo, or what's that? Oh, it does say promo, okay. Your opponent reveals their hand. You also have Pokedex. The top 3 cards of your deck. Not really sure why you would use this unless you had a card that specifically synergized with that, like one with Pokemon. Put a random basic in your hand, and then red card is your opponent shuffles in their hand of the deck and draws 3 cards. Definitely a very rude card that you could come across, especially later in the game. If you keep holding on to red card, and you just wait for your opponent to start building up a hand, just force them to shuffle it all back. And then they just gotta play back from the beginning. We'll do another battle here. We'll go to Swoobat. So this is one where we might be at a disadvantage. I think that the weakness for most of our Pokemon should just be grass. We are not seeing any of our big hitters this time. But we do have Raticate, so I do feel comfortable about playing that. Go ahead and start the battle. I don't know that I feel like putting another Rattata on my bench. Gotta put this Cubone down though. And see, we couldn't evolve Raticate that turn. Still had to wait until this next upcoming turn for us to be able to do that. Going to use Teleport, and it's just a switch, basically. Yep, that's what it looks like. Professor's Research, amazing draw here. We are going to start with that. Drawing into Mienfoo. So Mienshao is also just a single. I think, you know what, yeah, I might as well. I was going to just say, well, Farfetch does as much damage, so maybe I should just... I gotta be kinder to Mienshao. I mean, it does do just as much and has more HP. It is just... We've been relying on Farfetch for so long here. Gotta see how we can mix it up here, though. And then hit him with another bite. So Eradicate's, for sure, at least with what our opponent currently has, is just going to run through each and every one of their Pokemon within 2 turns. I guess our next ideal card we want here is Sandslash. Oh, we are seeing Golett, though, and Golett does have 90. So he is going to survive 3 turns. However, I am looking at that energy cost now, and that is a lot to have to dedicate. What I'll probably do is, as soon as I hit here and then it comes back to my turn, I'll retreat, preventing Raticate from getting knocked out. Just deny my opponent the prize. Retreat. Put in Mienshao. And even though we are weak, we can go ahead and get a nice hit in here. And they don't have any energies on their Drowsy, which is the one threat we would kind of have to worry about here. But Abra doesn't do any damage, and you would need Kadabra for a attack likely. Switch into the Jigglypuff, a rather bold move considering you are going to die. So don't worry about attaching an energy. The plus 20 from the weakness will be just enough to KO Jigglypuff here, and that's another dubskis, if I do say so myself. Raticate being my play of the game, or player, is nothing I would ever expect to be the case, but I mean, as a colorless Pokemon, So I think all this is doing is saying that Solo's just got this here. Also, I realized that I went straight into the battles, not finishing up the rest of this for the advanced players. So I think that probably will be what we focus on for the remainder of this video. So I'm cutting in here to say, it was probably funny to speed it up the first time around, but I don't think that you probably want to see close to 6 or 7 minutes even sped up of this advanced tutorials. I do recommend going through all of these, 1, because you are getting free cards that will help bolster your regular decks, but 2, there's actually a pretty decent reward at the end in the form of another pre-built deck. I think if you're not familiar with the game, these are definitely something you're going to go through anyways, but even if you're not, they don't take too awful long. I just don't want to take up too much of y'all's time, so let's move on. Quite a new rental deck. Okey-doke. Well, what we may do is we may use that for these upcoming battles that we have, but I think this is going to be really it for the day. Yep, because all of these are already taken care of. Dailies we've already claimed our reward for. The decks, we're just shy of 50 cards, but that'll happen pretty soon. Should definitely happen in the next day. And not really far enough along with these yet. But EE's what it is. Still enjoying myself all the same. And again, if I were just playing this game normally, and you know, I was ready to play for a couple hours on end, You could just definitely spend your time playing versus other people or going to the AI battles and just getting a bunch of rewards there. But I'm going to leave it off here. Thank you guys once again for watching. Hopefully this was of some use to you, kind of keeping you up to date with what is going on in the Pokemon TCG Pocket and keeping you aware of what the kind of free-to-play experience is like. Again, there's a lot of consumables that I haven't been using just for the sake of kind of giving you what you would normally expect in a day-to-day if you didn't have these consumables. But in any case, again, hopefully all of this has been very interesting to you, and be on the lookout for another episode for Day 4. But once again, I appreciate y'all for coming by. Hopefully you have a fantastic night or day wherever you may be, and I'll see y'all next time. See ya!